economy, John says, any more recovery summers like this, and we will truly be the third world country that this Marxist wants, referring to the president. Republican line is next. Arlington, Virginia.
Hello.
Patrick, you're on the phone. Good morning.
Good morning, Steve. How are you this morning?
Fine, thank you.
I just wanted to go through a little bit of this history and start off with a certain National Socialist who spent this kind of money before.
Hitler, pre-World War II.
The Bronx needs a rented crowd like unions because a lot of this money is being funneled to unions, which will return to one party and campaign contributions.
Democrats.
But let's get to the history of this. FDR and LBJ created Fannie and Freddie. In the 70s, Carter passed the Community Reinvestment Act. And then in the 90s, Andrew Cuomo, under Bill Clinton and HUD, mandated subprimes. Bill Clinton then repealed the Glass-Steagall Act, which allowed Fannie and Freddie to trade off these subprimes into the private market. Now look, this is what happened. There's no denying it. The GOP in the 1990s created this surplus.
Defeated Hillary Clinton.
Credit for it.
True.
There's no question in my mind that we have to get back to conservative American values. And that's it. You can't spend all this money and, Bush's tax cuts, he recovered 2 recessions. The 9/11 and the dot-com recessions with tax cuts. Article 1, Section 7, the taxes throughout America ought to be uniform.
Patrick, I'll stop you there. One other story this morning from the news.
Now, here's the thing. Barack Obama wants to talk about the GOP, and he's always slamming part of our nation. Never represents the full nation. He wants to make jokes and talk about the GOP driving a car into the ditch. The fact is, subprime lending is a liberal platform. That's what drove the economy into a ditch. That's what is the poisonous pill that the market swallowed is subprime lending. Okay? So Barack can be as cute as he wants. He could represent unions and government workers all he wants. But the fact is, when you're tampering in a private market this much, it resembles what Adolf Hitler did pre-World War II. Now look that up. We also had FDR kind of mimic that. He didn't get us out of a Great Depression, by the way. He extended the Great Depression, much like we see now. Why did Bush get through 2 recessions in no time at all? And this has taken 2 years and trillions of dollars of spending. You've got to rely on the private market. You cannot go off and feed these greedy unions and funnel money back to your own party and expect to create any new jobs. We need the private market and entrepreneurs to create new wealth. That's what it is. Now, the dot-com era, you didn't see the government diving in there and bailing out computer companies and technology companies. Cogent Communication, which was a new company, bought a lot of the troubled assets and it turned into a massive network. They now have FIO. It's one of the biggest FIO networks for business in the nation. So we've got to rely on new wealth. We've got to rely on the private market, and certainly, these progressive tax cuts, where you only tax 3% or 5% of the population. Democrats have a real horrible history of treating minority groups with this type of inequity. And we all know what I'm talking about. Slavery. Okay? You don't treat minority groups of Americans like this. You treat us all equally. This is the way out of recession. Tax cuts. Make a commitment to the private market. He hasn't done it yet. That's why we're still in this mess. So that's all I got to say. You guys have a good day, and verify everything that I said. You know, it's all out there. Do your research. Later.